everyone, it's Jordan. Today I'm going to be talking about my January and February wrap-up. The last 2 months I haven't read a lot just because of a lot of things was going on with my life, so I didn't read a lot for the last 2 months. But I've read 6 books with a 2-month span, which is good, but I am behind on my Goodreads reading challenge right now, which I'm going to be doing spring break, which is currently happening for me right now, so let's get started. Sorry for the different angle change, I'm just trying to fix my camera, but anyways, the first book that I've read in January is The Wide Window by Lemony Snicket, which is the 3rd book of the Series of Unfortunate Events series, and I've been listening to this on audiobook with my boyfriend Kevin since he has Audible. I really enjoyed it, and I just can't wait to watch the first season of it, because surprisingly, last year I talked about how the Series of Unfortunate Events is once I never read before as a kid, but now I'm liking it because it has a lot of mystery elements to it, which I like, and it's one of my favorite genres. But I'm not going to give it a lot of details about the sequel because it contains spoilers, but overall I give this 5 out of 5 stars. The next book that I've read in January is Stars Above by Marissa Meyer. This is it's actually a collection of short stories, I should say, that takes place in Lunar Chronicles world, and I love it as much as the others. I'm sad that I've finished the series, and I can't wait to read more of Marissa Meyer's books, which I'm really excited about, and I give this 5 out of 5 stars. The next one is After by Anna Todd, and surprisingly, this was an experiment for me just because I never read any books that have, it is a romance book, but it's just, I never read this type of romance before, that features a lot of activities that I don't want to mention it, but I have a love and hate relationship with this book, and I see that I have a full review of this book if you're wondering on Goodreads, which I'll link it down below, but I've just I have mixed feelings towards this book. The reason I've read it is because the movie was coming out, and in addition to that, that I was guessing it was like 50 Shades of Grey because it's based on Harry Styles fanfiction, and I was totally right about that. So I'm curious about the sequel, but at the same time, I really don't want to. And surprisingly, my grandma has read this book, which I did not know that until she told me, and she was like, "You have to read the sequels." So I'm just, I have mixed feelings towards this book, even though I'm curious about the sequel. But overall, I give this 3 out of 5 stars just because of my love and hate relationship with this book. Much better. Again, sorry for the angle change. I'm just trying out the new tripod that I have. But anyways, the next book that I have is Beastly by Alex Flynn. I had to read this for my senior research project for school, but also I was curious about it since this was like the pre-retelling of Beast before retellings were a huge thing in the YA world. But, of course, like I said, it's a retelling of Beauty and the Beast, but it takes place in Manhattan, which I really like. I liked it, but I kind of have a few issues with it. But overall, I really liked how it's like a high schooler had to deal with looking like a monster, and I could see, he literally had to change who he was and leave his old life behind during his curse. And I know it's like a series, but it's with the villain of this book, but I'm most likely not going to continue on with it just because it's like I have so many books on my TBR that I want to put more of my focus on. So I still enjoyed it overall. I just have a few issues with it, so I try to remember how I rated this, but I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. If I did, I probably did 4.5. I don't remember, but it is 4 out of 5 stars. The next book that I've read in January or February, which is Much Ado About Nothing by William Shakespeare. I had to read this for a class, but I've seen a movie adaptation, and it became one of my favorite Shakespeare plays. It's a comedy play about a group of people that are like, love is in the air, but two of the characters are like, I do not want to get married whatsoever. But I love, in case you guys didn't know, I'm a Shakespeare geek, so I'm willing to read more Shakespeare plays that I've never read, or like just want to reread some of my favorites just because I enjoy them so much. But I give this 5 out of 5 stars just because it's one of my favorite Shakespeare plays, and I just cannot just be like, oh, I'm giving this 5 out of 5 stars because I'm familiar with the story, but I just love it so much. The last book that I've read for January or February is A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kramer. This is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and I've read this for Fairy Tale Thought. Oh my gosh, now I'm starting to remember things because a lot of these are starting to be meshed for me, but I kind of did a 24-hour readathon, but Fairy Tale-a-thon edition, just because I couldn't vlog while I'm at school, and plus it would be awkward if my roommates were in the same room as me, so I didn't want to vlog while they're there. But this, I love it so much, and this was one of my most anticipated releases of the year, and I liked it. I love it so much just because it's like so different from other Beauty and the Beast retellings that I've read, and I've heard that it's going to be a series according to Goodreads, and plus it left a cliffhanger, so I'm going to do a book review on this soon, but I don't know when. But I love it so much, and I give this 5 out of 5 stars, obviously. So that is all for the books that I've read in January and February. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up, and comment down below some books that you guys recommend for me to catch up on my Goodreads challenge, just because I've been so busy with school that I'm like trying to get out of a reading slump right now, and I just love hearing people's book recommendations. But if you want to follow me on social media, I have Facebook under Last Reader, and I have Twitter and Instagram on LastReader19. I also have Goodreads, like I mentioned earlier in this video, which I'll link down below. Thank you so much for watching, and oh, don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. And again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!